Welcome to the Let's Talk About Talking podcast with your host, Adrienne Fuller, language and communications expert for kids of all ages. On this podcast, we talk about speech, language, and all things happening with your child, giving you specific tactical information you can use to help your kids talk, listen, and thrive in their academic journey.
Well, hello, good afternoon. Today is Wednesday. Oh my goodness, I have to look down at my calendar. Wednesday, November 7th, 2021. And we are here for Nap Time Chat Time. Remember, this is a time that we work with you while your child naps. We talk about all things developmental, language, speech, school, things like that. So today we have just a few things to talk to you about. I am going live on both Facebook and on Instagram. So remember, almost every week we do a book spotlight, and I also like to talk about some of my favorite toys to get your toddler talking. And today I'm going to talk about a little bit of organization. So it's getting a little hectic out there. This week I've talked to a lot of parents that seem a bit overwhelmed. I think the last year and a half, the pandemic is beginning to get to all of us. And so I encourage you to speak to people with grace, but also receive sometimes what they have to say with grace, because I think we're all just going through a little bit much. So it's still a good day. We're still breathing. We have breath in our bodies, and we will be happy for that. And so today, let's talk about our favorite book, one of my favorite books. I think last week we talked about Brown Bear, Brown Bear. It's a little continuation on that. It's another Eric Carle book. This one's called From Head to Toe. I love this book because it incorporates another one of my favorite things when we talk about toddlers and language. We talk about movement. And so this is not a board book. I've not seen this one in a board book, but I think I purchased this one from Kohl's. Remember, don't be afraid to get your books from the library or Goodwill or garage sales. Your toys too that you work with your little ones. Sanitize those bad boys and go for it. So, hello, Tiffany Brooks. So today's book, Eric Carle, From Head to Toe, I like because it goes, some of the concepts it targets animals, colors, and following directions. And so let's read just a few, and then sometimes I get all willy-nilly, and I do it with the kids. Actually, they love it when you do that. But this one, look, I am a penguin, and I turn my head. Can you do it? I can do it. And then can you do it? I can do it. Your turn. That's what you'll tell your child. Your turn. I can do it. Can you do it? Your turn. Turn your head. And then when they do it, say, you turned your head. That was great. All right. And it's one of those books with repetitive themes. Eric Carle tends to do that in his books. I am a giraffe, and I bend my neck. And don't you love these illustrations? He was so good. I am a giraffe, and I bend my neck. Can you do it? I can do it. And so you'll say, can you bend your neck? Your turn, bend your neck. So when you say your turn, that's signaling your child to follow the direction. So that's language right there, because following directions is part of language and comprehension. So I love it when we get a twofer. And let's just do one more. The next one is, I am a buffalo, and I can raise my shoulders. Can you do it? I can do it. And then you'll just do that. Raise your shoulders. Oh, another thing, body parts. This book targets body parts. So Eric Carle, From Head to Toe, I highly recommend this book. It's a great one. The repetitive themes make your child very comfortable, and they get to know it, and they will enjoy it. All right. And remember, if you're working with a toddler and the attention span is not that long, read the first 3, skip the middle, and go to the end, and then just add pages as the time on task or the attention span increases. But the only way attention span increases is if some of our kids come out and they can do it. Some of them, though, will need to be taught. So it's okay if you have to teach them. You have to teach kids a lot of things. So sometimes we expect our kids, I think, to do things that we've done for years, just like that. Remember that they're kids and they're developing too. All right. All right. So that's our book. The next thing I want to talk about is toys that get your toddler talking. And so I bought these not recently, like a year ago. And actually I got these from Walmart, but they're squishy. They're animals, but you know what else they are? They are stackable. So in my book, 30 Days to Get Your Toddler Talking, one of the toys that I recommend, that I ask that you have that's in the program, are toys that are stackable, or things that you can stack. So you don't have to use these. To me, they're kind of fancy, these little fancy animal blocks, but you can use a box. Remember last week, I think we did nesting boxes, the ones that you stack. Remember the ones I showed you that my nieces used to play with? And they are durable. My nieces are in their teens now, and I still have that set of boxes. But you can use boxes, you can use blocks, you can even use Legos. I'm noticing that kids and adults now interchange the word blocks and Legos. I think that's so neat. Okay, so when you're using this, you're going to remember, always narrate what you're doing with your words. Oh, I have a crocodile, and I have a lion, and I have a zebra. And here is a hippo. I love the way hippo just feels on my lips. And a monkey. And so then I just tell them what I'm doing. I'm gonna put the crocodile or the alligator on the lion. I'm gonna put the zebra on top. I'm going to put the hippo on top. And if that happens and they fall, uh-oh, that is a great phrase for kids to know. Uh-oh. And it's a great exclamation for them. So do that, model that. I'm going to put the monkey on top. When you get them all stacked, then you'll say, okay, let's knock them down in 1, 2, 3. Woo! And then I always follow up with the cleanup song. It's like the best-selling song of all time. Clean up, everybody, everywhere. Clean up, everybody, do your share. I always keep after I sanitize, I always keep my toys in baggies. They're easy to handle that way. So try these or anything stackable to get their language going. So I love that. I love stackable toys. You can also use this with counting. 1, 2, like just line them up and have the child count. I love that too. Now it may feel silly to you, but it's really, really good for the child, for your little one. Whether you're a parent or you're a caregiver of any kind, foster parent, grandparent, aunt, uncle, neighbor, concerned teacher, all of these things, these really work well with. And remember, you're only going for little bouts of 5, 10, 15 minutes. We do not expect our kids to, especially our toddlers, to sit there for many, many moments, like 30 minutes. Their attention span is not that long. So, go ahead and not do it in 5, 10 minutes, and then set them free and let them go take a nap or play on their own or whatever. So do that. I think you'll find this to be very enjoyable. All right. The last thing today I want to talk about is organization. So if you have a child that is possibly has not even on the spectrum. I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought there. If you have a child that has special needs or has a lot of appointments, a lot of things going on, it can start, the paperwork and all that can start to feel like overwhelming, and you always want to have a place where you can put it. So if your child is currently in speech therapy or occupational therapy, go ahead and find something to keep all of those papers together in one place, okay? And so I have two forms of organization that I've seen come through my clinic that I use on my own, and I think they're really great. The first is one of these accordion files. I use them for my receipts in my real adult life, but if I were a parent, I would also, and I've seen parents come through the door with just the file, and see, I have the things here. But with their, case history or evaluations from your speech therapist or progress notes from your child's teacher, parent-teacher conference notes, anything like that you need to keep track of. Keep it all in one place. I do evaluations sometimes for the Office of Disability Determination, and it's amazing to me that this is not a place of judgment, because I think when we're parents, we're just trying to keep them alive sometimes and be sane, and that's good. But you want to have your documents where you can, like, hey, we have an eval today. Let me just grab this. Because sometimes I'll say, hey, does your child have an IEP? Yes. Do you know the labels on it? No. Did you bring it with you? No. And that's okay. We didn't ask you to, but it's always good to have this. Specialty reports, audiograms if your child has having issues with their hearing or frequent ear infections. That's something also to keep your eye on. Another thing you can use is a binder. So I keep some of my life organized like this, but you can always get a binder with these great little dividers with pockets. That's another way, and you can use one per child or put all your kids' things in that one binder so you can grab and go. I do like the folder portion with the dividers or anything I don't have to always punch holes in, because sometimes I'm not in this, I just need to shove it in and go. But I highly encourage you to keep all of your things together. Even if it's not the most organized, at least it's in one place, and this is a place where I keep Johnny's school documents, okay? And so I was speaking of my book a little earlier. I do want to just let you know that I have written a book for parents and caregivers called 30 Days to Get Your Toddler Talking. And all of those, you can find it in the link in my bio, how to grab that. I am sold out on my end, but you can still grab it from Amazon. It will be replenished hopefully soon. And I love it because I have worked with parents for years, and I find that sometimes we talk at parents. Hey, parent, this is wrong, but we don't tell them how to fix it. So the book is a short read. You don't have time as a parent or caregiver to read a big, thick book, but it gives you kind of the foundation of language skills. It has a step-by-step. This is what you do day 1. This is what you do day 2, all the way to day 30, how you can use the activities with your child. Remember, and they use toys and things that you have already at the house, or the things you can get pretty quickly. And also, you don't have to search YouTube, search the web for all the activities. Everything's all in one place, and you can just grab it. And so I think it's a great read. I think it's a great resource, and please use that. I've enjoyed my time here today, you guys, and I always love coming and chatting with you. If you have questions, please DM me, Miss A, the SLP on Instagram, Adrienne Fuller on Facebook. I also have started a new YouTube page, and that is under Speech Builders. And we put some really cute little videos on, really short, increasing eye contact, gestures, things I talked about earlier in the month. So remember, you're the best thing for your child, and they were assigned to you. And I know that you're just doing your very best, and you're doing a great job. I'll see you next Wednesday. Have a great, great day. Bye.
You've been listening to the Let's Talk About Talking podcast with your host, Adrian Fuller, language and communications expert for kids of all ages. You can grab Adrian's book, 30 Days to Get Your Toddler Talking, on Amazon or at speechbuilders.org.